condos in Kitchener are sitting on the market while houses are still selling. And the reason is just isn't about the interest rate. In fact, many buyers actively avoiding condos right now, even when they are cheaper. And to give an example, if you see over here at comment, the condo monthly supply is at 7.2 months as of right now. Last year it was 6.9 months. So it's growing. So what's actually going on? Today, I'm going to break down the real reasons condos are struggling in Kitchener from a buyer's psychology to maintenance fee to a major shift happening in the Waterloo region. And this is something that most people haven't noticed yet. If you are new here, my name is Parth Soni. I'm a realtor based in Waterloo region and I spend a lot of time analyzing what's actually happening on the ground level by working with actual buyers and sellers in the market. Not just the headline, but the buyer's behavior. And right now, there's a very interesting shift happening. Because condos in Kitchener are not moving the way they used to, and there are a very specific reasons for it. The first reason is very simple. The monthly cost of owning a condo is getting very close to owning a freehold home. Let's say a condo is $450,000. On top of your mortgage, you also have to come up or you also have to pay maintenance fees, property tax, insurance, utilities, sometimes depending on how the condo is structured. And many of these condos now have a maintenance fees between $500 to $800 per month, even more if you're going into a bigger space. So when buyers do the math, suddenly a $600,000 townhouse or a semi-detached home does not feel that far away. And if the monthly payment difference is small, most buyer will choose land ownership instead of a condo unit. And that's one of the biggest shift I am seeing right now. Now, this brings us to the second reason, and many people will be offended by this, but Kitchener is not Toronto, and in Toronto, condo dominates the housing market. But here in Waterloo region, the majority of homes are still freehold properties. If you based on the data, in many months, around 60 to 70% of the listings are freehold home, if not more. So the buyer psychology is very different in this market. Most buyers here grew up thinking, if I'm buying a house, I want a land. And that mindset heavily impact demand of condo. The third reason is something that has quietly disappeared from the market, and that is investors. For years, a large portion of condo buyers were investors. But today, many investors are stepping back because the numbers simply does not work. Let's say a condo rents for $2,200 per month, but the monthly ownership cost would be like a mortgage, maintenance, taxes, that comes at $2,800 or more, and that's create a serious negative cash flow. And when investors disappears from the market, condos are usually the first segments that slows down. And the fourth factor is supply. Over the past few years, a lot of condo projects were launched across Kitchener and Waterloo. And to add this, there are some purpose-built rentals are also coming up. Those are not actual condos, but it will definitely compete with condo. And many of these units are now completing or coming to the market. And when supply increases faster than demand, the prices and sales activity usually slows down. And the final reason is actually very surprising. Many first time home buyers are skipping condos altogether. Instead of buying condo first and upgrading later, that was the psychology. They are stretching slightly and going straight into townhouses, semi detached home, or even some older detached home which require maintenance. And the reason for this is because many buyers feel if I'm already paying a large mortgage, I would rather buy something with a land. So condos are losing that entry level buyer segment. And of course, that does not mean that condos are bad investment. In fact, condos still make sense for certain buyers. For example, if you're a downsizer, there are some excellent condos in Uptown Waterloo and also in Kitchener. Or if you're a student near universities or professional who want a walkable distance close by all the amenities, no need to have a car or anything like that. And it's also good for long-term investors. But right now, in the Kitchener Waterloo market, buyers' preference have clearly shifted towards freehold homes. And that's one of the biggest reason condos are moving at a slower pace. My personal view is that condos will become more attractive again when either of these two things happen. The very first one is the condo pricing correct relative to freehold. And what I mean by that is in terms of specifying the maintenance price of the condos, what I feel is that the maintenance of condos right now it's super high. So somehow with some creative things, if we can come down or drop down, or there is a process in which we can do and drop that maintenance to 30 to 40 cents per square feet, it will be again very super lucrative products out there. And the other, of course, like the if the interest rate drop downs, then the investor might return to the market. Because historically, once investor come back, condo demands tend to recover quickly. So if you're someone who's thinking about investing or buying in Waterloo region and want to understand which segments are actually performing very well right now, I analyze this kind of data every week. So feel free to reach out to me or subscribe to this channel to get some more valuable insight. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you on the next one.